Hi there, Freeland Middle School. Mrs. Wolf here, and we have some exciting news for you. We are going to be reinstating lockers here in the next few weeks. Just with things getting colder, we know that practically right now this is what makes sense. I do want to make sure I'm really transparent with you on this. We think that we can handle this and that it will go well and go smoothly, but being in a school as small as we are with only one hallway, if we cannot manage this well with social distancing, and if we cannot make this work well with you all following expectations, then the locker use will be short-lived. So we are going to be reinstating this. I'll explain why in just a minute, but also know that if this doesn't work because our student body is not able to follow the expectations, then we will have to take these lockers away and we'll just discontinue use for the foreseeable future. So first I want to talk about why we're using lockers. So as it's getting colder, what we're noticing is that more and more things are coming into our classrooms and we are simply running out of space. So with us running out of space in our classrooms and we don't even have like full winter gear yet, we know it may be the practical choice right now to figure out a way to use lockers. So we are going to be using lockers. However, they are not going to be used for anything more than storage. So our locker use right now is storage only. I believe this is how you use lockers at the elementary school, at least that's what I was told, is that you use them for storage, but you don't like go to your locker in between classes or anything in the elementary school. So just think back to like maybe 4th or 5th grade when you were using a locker, and we're going to mimic that type of structure here. So what does this actually mean? This means that as soon as you arrive, whether you are arriving by bus, bike, car, walking, when you arrive to school, you are going to go immediately to your locker. You will put away any unnecessary school items. So unnecessary belongings include things like coats, boots, gloves, hats, athletic gear. Maybe even if you know you have PE coming up and you want to put some PE clothes in there, you could. Those types of things can all go in your locker. This must happen before 7:40 a.m. The second you put all that stuff in your locker, you will then shut your locker and you will go directly to your class. There is no hanging out in the hallway. There is no gathering. So you get to school, you just add one more step, and that step is put your items back in your locker. And then the next step is go straight to your classroom, just like you all have been doing since the beginning of the year. School required or related materials must go with you to class. We are not going to get into the habit right now of going to your locker because you forgot something in there. So locker use discontinues at 7:40 and lockers will not be available again until the end of the day at 2:30. So the things that you should still be taking with you to the classroom are your Chromebook, binders, notebook, writing utensils, calculators, water bottles. All of these types of items are still appropriate to bring into the classroom. As long as you have like a bag or something, you can still bring your cell phone into the classroom because during those breaks we are allowing those. Obviously your mask should come with you to the classroom. So anything you think you might need to use during the day should still travel with you. This may mean you're still bringing your backpack to your classroom, and that's okay. We're okay with that. We just need a place for everything else. So, even if you're in band and you have an instrument and you can stick that in your locker, that's fine. So that's how the locker expectations are going to work. You're not going to go back to your locker until the end of your day. So at the end of your day, when you are released, so your hallway time to release and leave the building. So let's say you're a bus rider and your release time is 2:27. So at 2:27, you will then swing by your locker. You can go ahead and put materials in there. So if you don't have any homework at all, you could maybe put your whole backpack in there. If you just have a little bit of homework, you could maybe just, put the rest of your class materials in your locker and bring home like a less heavy backpack for once this year, and that'd be fine. So you can go ahead and pack up your stuff, put it in your locker, and then you need to immediately exit the building unless you have an athletic event that's taking place after school. I know some of our band students, you may want to, like after first hour, stick your instrument in your locker if you're not using one in the band room or something like that. And I would be fine with that. But other than that, there should be zero locker use during the school day. So a couple health and safety expectations, these are just non-negotiables. This is how we're gonna end up losing the locker use if we can't do some of this. So the following is going to result in an automatic office referral where an individual student will face disciplinary action. If you are ever crowding around lockers with other students and not social distancing, that's automatic office referral for anybody who's doing the crowding. If you're using other students' lockers as your own, or if you're sharing lockers with one another, that's an automatic office referral. If you're taking your mask off at your locker, even honestly with a drink, just like get to your classroom first and then take a drink. When you are in the hall, your mask must stay on. And then if you're using your locker during the school day when it's not like pre-approved, so again, like the band thing is a little bit of a unique situation because if you play the flute and you want to just stick your flute in the locker, I understand that. But otherwise, no locker use from 7:40 to 2:30. And if you're found using your locker frequently between those times, that will result in an office referral. I'm going to start tracking some data to see how many office referrals we have. And if we get to a point where it's just overwhelming because our kids can't do this and we can't pull it together, then we will have to peel back and not use lockers anymore. There's just no negotiation with this. Our hallways are just very crowded anyway. So this is the safest option we could come up with for letting you use these lockers. So timeline for when this is going to happen. Your locker numbers and combinations are already in Skyward. Please do not start testing these lockers out prior to your locker practice date. We're actually working on updating all of our lockers right now, so your locker combination may or may not be updated, so don't even try because we're going to make sure in the next week or two that we have all of our locker combinations updated for you. So make sure you can find it in Skyward. If you can't, let us know and we'll help you find it. Our locker practice dates will be on 11/23 or 11/24 during flex and exploratory hours. Lockers will be used for storage only starting on November 30th, so right after Thanksgiving break. If you have any questions about this, let us know. We hope this will solve some of the storage issues we're running into and will also lighten your load in your backpack on your way home. Thanks so much for respecting these expectations, and if you have questions, certainly let me know.